And so let's just get to cause and effect and the spiritual aspects of that. I personally have found that life is our spiritual journey. I, in my own experience, see that I am infinite. I see others as infinite. I see others as an infinite aspect of my own self. Because when you're reaching out and you're expanding your consciousness, you understand that all this energy is of ourselves, because that's what we're made of. We're less tangible than what we think we are. We have a very solid reality of life. I mean, when something hits you, it hurts. But there is an intangible scientific aspect of being alive on this planet. And when you look at this, our minds and the way we think color everything that we experience. And we really do create a lot of what we experience. I mean, there is a communal life experience we all are experiencing together. But we are interconnected and interdependent. And so with this, a lot of this is really about faith. And faith as being, there's faith in more than what we are. Faith in the divine good, the divine source. There's. I'm preaching to everybody. I am talking to everybody. It doesn't really matter what your religion is, or whether you don't have religion or you don't believe. I'm just putting it out there in as simple terms as possible, and you do what you need to do with it and find it within your own religious structure, or go beyond your religious structure, or try to interpret it within your own understanding. I have been studying various religions, profoundly in Christianity and in Tibetan Buddhism particularly, for a very long time. I do not want to confine myself by a religion or religious doctrine. However, I have no doubt that there are beautiful truths within religious doctrines. So you have to kind of straddle that, and you have to develop a certain amount of discernment on what is truth. What is truth? What is in accordance to the depth of my person? And how do I find that guidance without being led astray or chasing crazy ego ideas? Ego as in not the Freudian ego, but your ego as in the darker, deluded, ignorant aspect of our existence. So when we go down those ego rabbit holes, we will find ourselves very divided, and that isn't a good thing, other than to understand, oh, that is not a good way to go. So what divides us is not in accordance with divine I am. We are looking to unify our minds and our hearts. And to me, you can't do that by thinking you're evil, first off. So that is like thinking you're evil, or thinking you are fallen and that your soul is contaminated. That is a cause of suffering. That's one of those things where it's an ideal. It's an ideology. And when you think that that's who you are coming from, that source of imperfect, I mean, we are imperfect, but this is not about imperfect. This is about thinking you are evil and contaminated. You are not. You are not. On the pure essence, you're inseparable from the pure essence of who you, of the divine. And that is who you are. But we have these shrouds of ignorance, these shrouds, because we're living life, and this life is a spiritual lesson. It is teaching us what we need to know. It can teach us what we need to know if that's what we're looking for. And so the cause and effect of spirituality is literally taking our mundane lives and look at these things and understanding what it is in how we think, feel, do, speak, act that is giving rise to the negative results. And this isn't about making money. And this isn't about like, oh, I want to be successful and a movie star. This is about just being here and being happy and comfortable and functional and understanding how to be a human being on the planet that can feel good about being a human being on this planet. So, and even if you're doing everything right, doesn't mean you're not going to have conflict and troubles and trials. But if you have an understanding of who you are and what your emotions mean and what you need to look at to guide you to make good choices, then life will be much better. And not only for you, it will be much better for everybody around you, especially in families and your children. You may have family members you'll never be able to change in being a better person, a better you, a better, more authentic person of who you are. But it doesn't mean that they won't change in some way that's positive too. Just don't have expectations of it miraculously fixing everybody around you. You just need, it's really a process of healing and healing your mind and healing your point of view. So we'll look at that evil thinking you're evil, how that is as an example, how that can be it's a tremendous cause of suffering.